we begin with a prayer. This is on page 172 of Universal Prayers, the book Universal Prayer, top of page 172, first one on that page. This is from the Shiva Mahimna Stotram, familiar to you. Trying to describe the infinite glories of God, cannot be described. Om Asitagiri samam syat kajjalam sindhu patre surataru varashakha lekani patramurvi likhati yadi grihitva sharada sarvakalam tadapi tava gunanam ishaparam nayati. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Using the biggest branch of the celestial tree as the writing instrument, the ocean as the ink pot, and the blue mountain as the ink, and using the whole earth as the writing surface, if the goddess of learning Sarada herself were to write till eternity, even then, O Lord, your glories cannot be fully described. Infinite indeed are the glories. Please bestow your grace upon us all. Om peace, may there be peace within us all. May there be peace and harmony amongst all beings. May there be peace everywhere in nature. Very good. In the 16th chapter, it's a relatively easy chapter. There's not much difficult to understand. There is the description of divine qualities, Daivi Sampat, and also the description of demoniac qualities, bad qualities, Asuri Sampat. The first three shlokas we studied, they contain various Daivi Sampat virtues, good quality that holy people have, everybody should have. That we are familiar with that from earlier chapters also. Then shloka 4 onwards, there is the description of the Asuri Sampat, demoniac qualities which we shun by all means. As long as they are there, even some of them are there in our minds, we cannot see God, impurities. So we have to become free from all the evil qualities that Krishna is describing from shloka number 4 onwards. So today we begin with shloka number 9. Etam drishtimavashtabhya nishtatmanolpabuddhayaha pravantyugra karmana kshayaya jagato hita. Etam drishtim avashtabhya. Avashtabhya means resorting to, pursuing, or depending on various misconceptions, wrong views. Drishti. Drishti means vision. That means they see everything in a perverse way. When we see something, we should see divine presence in it. It may be an inanimate object, maybe a person, plant, animal, being, or ourselves. Divine presence we should see. But they don't, Asuri Sampat people don't see that one. Their perspective is all mixed up. So resorting to impure perceptions. Etam drishtim avashtabhya nashtatmanaha, lost souls. Nashtatma means a person who is a spiritual being is completely hidden, as if it is lost. It is not, cannot be lost. No matter how evil a person is, the divine presence is always there. He may or she may not be aware of it. It can never be lost. It is eternal, infinite, always present, divine presence. But they are not aware of it. The problem is, for many of us also, most of us also, we know that God is present within us. But we are not able to experience His presence. But you are on the way. You are trying hard to get that. But these people are not even trying. They don't care. Nashtatmanaha, lost souls. Kalpa buddhayaha. Buddhi means intellect, way of thinking, analyzing, ability to analyze, differentiate. That ability to think clearly, Kalpa buddhaya, they don't have it well developed. In the 18th chapter, Sri Krishna Bhagavan is going to describe 3 kinds of buddhi. Sattvic buddhi, Rajasic buddhi, Tamasic buddhi. We all have buddhi. All human beings have thinking power. Animals may or may not have. Most of them don't have. People have been given that extra faculty. Human beings. That's why human birth is very precious. So, but in many cases, that buddhi is not pure. Impure way of thinking. Tamasic buddhi. Those are Asuri Sampat people. Daivi Sampat people, their buddhi is very clear. They think in the right direction. They know what is right, what is wrong, what is to be done, what is not to be done. South people, they know clearly. But this Daivi Asuri Sampat people, all their perceptions are mixed up. What is wrong, they think it is right. What is true, they think it is false. You can see that in daily example, what is happening in this country, the truth is forgotten. What is untrue, they think that is to be the truth. This tamasic buddhi. If you go to 18, we'll study that later when we get there. Sloka number 32 in next chapter, 18th chapter. There, 30, 31, 32, 3 kinds of buddhi are described. Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic buddhi. 32 is Tamasic buddhi. We are discussing Asuri Sampat. 32, 18, 32. Adharmam dharma mitiya manyate tamasa vrataha sarvarthan vyaparitamscha buddhissa partha tamasi buddhi. People have tamasi buddhi, evil people. So what did they do? Adharmam dharmamiti manyante. What is adharma? Things should not be done, wrong things, such as telling lies and himsa, violence, those are things should not be done. That is adharma. But they do that one. What is adharma? They do that one. What is dharma? They don't care. Adharmam dharmamiti manyate. Tamasavrataha. Their buddhi is covered by tamas. Sattvic buddhi people are there. But these people's buddhis are tamasic in nature. Violence, untruthfulness, telling lies, cheating, stealing, hurting other people. They do these kind of things. Sarvarthar viparitamscha buddhissa partha sattviki. And they say everything in the opposite direction. Viparita means in the opposite way. If I say this is white, they say this is black. You can see that happening in this society and all, not in all countries, not only America, everywhere, whole world is in a tamasic mood. It seems like that. That is tamasic buddhi.
Swamiji? Which shloka was that?
1832.
32.
30, 31, 32, 18th chapter, description of Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic Buddhi. Nashtatmana, coming back to verse number 9 in chapter 60. Nashtatmanaha, Alpabuddhayaha, small-minded people, Alpabuddhi, Tamasic Buddhi. Prabhavanti Ugra Karmanaha. They become or practice Ugra Karma means violent action. All our actions must be sattvic and non-violent. We should be very careful when you do something. Am I hurting somebody else unintentionally, unknowingly? You have to be very careful. Even when we drink water or we walk on the floor or on the grass outside, we may causing himsa to small creatures. We don't see them. So we should be very careful. I'm doing this one, is it causing any trouble to anybody else? In this room, in this family, in some other place? That care, that sensitivity must be there. This Ugra Karmana means, Ugra means violent. They do that, violent action they do. Just in this morning news, I saw in New York City, some Asian people were walking, 4 women were walking, some Asian country. And the American lady, she took her pepper spray and sprayed it, calling them all improper names, while profane language, because they are not like their own, different. So this kind of thing happens all the time. They are called Ugra Karmana. No tolerance, no love, hatred, anger, violence, all tamasic qualities. Asri Sampat. Brahmavantyugra Karmanaha Jagataha Ahitaha Kshayaya. Their actions are not for the good of the world. Jagata Ahita. Hita means beneficial. If I do some action, must be beneficial to me and to other people also. Animals, plants also. Ahita means not beneficial. Something that causes trouble to others, these people do. Intentionally, sometimes. Ugra Karmanaha Jagataha Ahitaha Kshayaya. For the loss. Kshaya means loss. Causing pain, loss, grief to other people and even to nature, even to animals and plants. All Asuri Sampat. We shouldn't be dwelling too much on this one because we don't want these things. So next sloka, number 10. Kamamashitya dushpuram dambha manamadanvita mohat grahitva sadgrakyan pravartante shuchivrata. Kamam, dushpuram kamam ashrit. Dushpura means difficult to satisfy. Kama everybody has. Kama is there for everybody, some more, some less. That is common human feature, kama. All kama will completely 100% go away only when you realize God. Until then, some kama will be there. All impurities of mind, kama, krodha, anger, etc., 100% they will completely disappear only when you realize God. Ultimate goal is reached. Until then, they will be there lingering. But we can make them less and less and less. That's what we are trying to do. These people, dushpuram kamamashitya, they always pursue their insatiable lust. Not only for physical enjoyment, for property, for greed for money, for power, position, all these things they want. In an adharmic way, they try to get these things. Dharmic way, if you try, get whatever you want, that's okay. We are not objecting to that. But pursuing immoral, illegal, violent means they want to fulfill their desires. Dushpuram, insatiable desires. Dambhamana, madanvitaha. Damba means showing off, ostentation. Look at me, I'm such a great person, I have such a big property, a multi-million dollar house, this car, expensive car, showing off one's own virtues. I'm such a great person, like this. Dambha. Ostentation, hypocrisy, it says here. Mana means vanity. Claiming respect. Everybody should respect me. That expectation should not be there at all. The opposite, we should be humble. Amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. How humble we should be, you can see in the life of Sri Ramakrishna. He was God himself in human form, but very humble, humility. Showing respect to everybody. One day what happened, Sri Ramakrishna went to Surendra Mitra's home in Calcutta for satsang. He used to go to devotees' homes for satsang every now and then. Many people had gathered. The host, Surendra Mitra, he had made a very special seat for Thakur with big pillows and everything spread nicely, big pillows to recline on, big cylindrical pillows, long, big bolsters. Everything had been arranged, and the host wanted Sri Ramakrishna to sit down on that one, like that. Sri Ramakrishna refused. He said, no special treatment for me. However, in whatever way anybody is sitting, I will also sit in the same way. No special treatment. Great people don't claim any special treatment. They like to be treated like everybody else. But lesser people, they show off how great I am. I have to be given a special seat. That is Asuri Sampat. Damba Mana Mada. Mada means pride. Great people don't have any pride. They are humble. They don't claim any special treatment. Ramana Maharshi was like that. One day in Ramana Maharshi's ashrama, there is no dining room furniture there. Everybody sits down on the floor and eats. Now they have put some tables and chairs for those who cannot sit on the floor. But in Ramana Maharshi's time, everybody was sitting on the floor, leaf plate, eating. So he was sitting there along with other people. No special asana, no special seat, nothing. And then the servers used to bring food in buckets and serve in every plate like that. That's how it is even now, until recently. So when a person brought a basket full of mango cut pieces, and he put one piece in everybody's plate, leaf plate. Then when he came to Ramana Maharshi, he put a bigger piece and smaller piece to everybody else. Maharshi noted that. He said, no, hey, stop. Give me same size piece like you are going to everybody, no bigger piece. And he insisted, no special treatment. I'm a special person, I'm a jnani, I'm a rich person. That feeling should not be there. Humble, humility. So going back to that Suresh Mitra's home incident, the special seat, Thakur refused to occupy the special seat. Then he said to everybody who was sitting there, I am a speck of the dust of the devotee's feet. This is what he said in Bengali. Charana Renu Kanamatra. Charana means feet. Renu means dust. Kana means a particle. I'm just a particle of the dust of the devotee's feet. That's how he described himself. He didn't say I'm a great man. That is Daivi Sampat. Asuri Sampat, no, I am great. Everybody should show me respect. Like that. Mohad grihitva asadgrakyan pravartante ashuchev vrata. Clinging to dogmas out of delusion. Moha means delusion. Delusion means unable to think properly. Moha is also attachment because of delusion. Moha means being deluded by something. How is it to be explained? I give one example. Take an ordinary person, Mr. X, somebody. What does such a person do? He looks for happiness in the world outside. Such a person seeks happiness in getting highly educated, degree, getting a very good high-paying job, trying to become the president, head, and then having a big property, big house, expensive car, all these things. There, this person seeks happiness. That is moha, this delusion. None of these things can give you happiness. They appear to for some time. And then other things like family. If I marry a good-looking person, I'll be happy. Children, their grandchildren, they look for happiness in all these things. But they are not the true source of happiness. That we have seen in the Gita study. They appear to give happiness, but really, at the end, they will only create disillusionment. They will create unhappiness when they leave. Even when they are there with us, they create unhappiness sometimes. So that kind of thinking, looking for happiness where it cannot be found, is moha, delusion, wrong thinking, improper thinking. Mohat grihitva asadgrahyan, clinging to dogmas. Some belief they have, that's the only way that one should do. That kind of rigidity of thought, narrow-mindedness, improper perception of things. Pravartante ashuche vrata. They work. Ashuchi vrata means, shuchi means pure. Vrata means resolution. Vrata means making a vow. They say, some people say, make a resolution. Vrata. Monday I will fast, they will say. It's a good thing to do. So that is making the decision like that and sticking to it is called vrata. Satyanarayana vrata like this. They do. Ashuchi vrata means making improper decisions and pursuing improper things that are harmful to them and to other people also. But they think that is the right thing to do. All asuri sampat. Next one, shloka number 11. Chintamaparimayam cha pralayantamupashita kamopabhoga parama etavaditi nischita. Chintam aparimayam cha. Depending on endless speculation, imagining things, wrong things, endless speculation till their dissolution, pralayantam, until the end. Some people change in between. After the beginning, they may be not having good qualities, but gradually they will learn, and then towards the end of their life, they become sattvic people, and it's possible. Happens a lot. But some people continue to be pursued the tamasic activities all their life. They never see the light. They never change. Aparimeyam. Chintam aparimeyam cha. Aparimeyam means immeasurable. Parimeyam means measurable. Aparimeyam. Immeasurable is too much. Endless speculation. Chintam aparimeyam cha. He says, parimatum nashakyate parimeya. Until pralayantam, until the end, death. They never change in their life. Many people change towards the end. Maturity will come, Gradually, their thinking changes. They acquire some measure of peace and calmness and begin to do right things. In younger years, they do. Maybe everybody may have done some wrong, but most people change. But some people never change. Pralayantam until the end. Kama upabhoga parama. Kama means desire or object of desire. Upabhoga means enjoyment. Enjoyment of objects of desire, all kinds of desire. Good food and good clothing, big property, enjoyment of relationship with a spouse or other people, pursuing immoral, illegal relationships, finding pleasure, all these things. Aparimeya, kama upabhoga parama, pursuing their desires through immoral, illegal means. In a dharmic way, you can fulfill desires. All desires are not bad, need not be shunned. In the 7th chapter of the Gita, Bhagavan Shri Krishna says there are dharmic desires are there, adharmic, impure desires are there. So we should give up all impure, adharmic desires, and we can keep dharmic desires. They are helpful to us. What are dharmic desires? The desire to become a better person, desire to have more compassion, love, serving, desire to serve other people, animals, and plant things, desire to see God. These are all good desires. You have to pursue them. But bad desires, so many. We don't have to give examples. You should shun them. But here they say they pursue all kinds of desires. Kama, upabhoga, parama. Parama means they are engaged. That's their important thing to do, is to enjoy in life. Important thing for them in life to do is enjoyment. But for Sattvic people, most important thing to do in life is to see God, realize our true nature. That's the one thing that we have to do. But these people, that's not important. Enjoyment is the main thing. Kama upabhoga parama. Etavad. This is all there is to life. See, in the Gospel, we read one incident, the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Once this Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, a famous author in Bengal at that time, he went to see Sri Ramakrishna with somebody. And Sri Ramakrishna asked him, what do you think is the goal of life? Thakur asked him. And he says, drinking, eating, making merry. This is the goal of life. Sri Ramakrishna became, this is all you think? What kind of speech coming from your mouth? Whatever you think all the time coming from your mouth. That is the view of Sri Sampradaya people. What is the goal of life? Enjoy. Good food and relationships and husband, wife, children, money, property, position, power. What else is there? Etavoditini. This is all there is to life. Like that. Charvaka people believe like that. They say this life is limited in duration. One day we are going to die. And then we cannot do anything. As long as we're alive, let us enjoy to the maximum. What else is there? God and other things they don't worry about. These are all Sri Sampath people. Eta vaditi nishchita. Then sloka number 12. Asha pasha shatair baddha kama krodha parayana vihante kama bhogartham anyayenartha sanchayam. Artha means money. Sanchaya means accumulating, gathering money. Anyayena by immoral means. Making money is not bad in itself. Money can help other people. It is not harmful to have money. Swami Vivekananda said, money is not bad in good hands. It can be used for good purpose to serve other people. Money is not bad. Swami even says in the Karma Yoga lectures, it is the duty of every household to make money. It is their duty to earn money through honest dharmic means. Use it for dharmic purpose. And Swamiji says, if a householder does not make money, then he is failing in his duties. He is being immoral. So that is at one stage of life, it has to be done, but through dharmic means. Here, anyayena artha sanchayam. They make money through immoral, illegal, sometimes violent means. Cheating, stealing, now hacking into somebody else's bank account and stealing all their money. Poor old people, poor people living on retirement benefit. Suddenly they see there's nothing left in their account. Because they don't know much about computers. Somebody hacks into their account. That is all asuri sampat. At one time it appears like that, it is good. But when the result karma catches up with them, as it will, surely, then they will suffer. Then they say, oh, why am I suffering? What did I do? Why did suffering come to me? No suffering comes except as I have done something to warrant it. There must be some cause for my suffering. And I have forgotten it. So that's what happens to Asuri Sampat people. They do dharmic means, make money, enjoy, and then when the karma phala comes, they cry. Why this suffering has come to me? That is all Asuri Sampat. Asha pasha shatair baddha. Baddha means bound. Bound by hundreds of desires. Pasha means noose. The desires are, they are like a noose. If you pursue them in adharmic ways, it will kill us. Asha pasha shatai, hundreds of desires, not one or two. But they are bound. Kama krodha parayanaha. Pursuing kama and krodha. Krodha means anger. Their objective is to enjoy everything in life. Through fair means or unfair means, enjoyment. And hundreds of desires they want to fulfill and always enjoy. It won't work. It does not work at all. We have to find true happiness within, in God, not in the world outside. That we have seen before. Kama krodha parayana, pursuing their lust and anger. Ihante means they work very hard, strive. Kama bhogartha sanchayan. Anyayena artha sanchayan. Kama bhogartham, they strive hard to fulfill all their desires. Good desire, bad desire. Want to be happy. Anyayena artha sanchayan. They trying to collect money, gather money by improper, illegal, immoral means. That is all Asri Sampat. 13. This continuation. We should finish this quickly. No, you have to dwell on this too much. 13 shloka. Idamadya maya labdham idam prapse manoratham idamasti idamapi me bhavishyati punardhanam. Asri Sampat people think Adya idam maya labdham. Adya means today. No. Now I have conquered this one. This much I have gained. Labdham, I have acquired this much property and power, whatever. Idamapi prapsi manoratham. And more desires are there, I will fulfill them also. Manoratham means desires. Manobhishta manoratham means desires in the mind. Idam prapsi manoratham. I have more desires, I am going to fulfill all of them. Idamasti, all this is there with me. Asti means he is there with me. Idamapi me bhavishyati. Dhana, idamapi then. This much property money I have, and more property money I am going to acquire. That will also become mine. They think along these lines. None of these things can bring happiness. Property, money, position, power, fame, relationships. They are not the source of happiness. But that's what they are pursuing. Improper thinking, moha, delusion. So maya hata shatruh hanishye cha paranapi ishvaroham bhogi siddhoham balavan sukhi. Asri Sampat people think in this way. Aso maya hata. Aso means this person. There are so many enemies for evil people. A Sattvic person has no enemy. Dharmaraja in the Mahabharata, Pandava brother, eldest brother, he was known as Ajata Shatru. No enemy was born. Nobody was his enemy. Ajata means not born. Shatru, there is no enemy. Everybody he thought everybody treated them as friend. But this tamasic people, asuri people, they have a lot of enemies. This enemy I have taken care of today. Also maya hata, I have killed this enemy. Anishye aparanapi shatru. Other people, other enemies, all they are there. I'm going to kill them also. See how they think. Asuri Sampat people. Ishwaraham, I am the Lord. Who is there greater than me, greater than I? This you can see in Prahlada's life in Bhagavata. Hiranyakashipu, Prahlada's father, he thought he was the greatest of all. He did not consider Vishnu or God as being superior. I am the greatest. So Prahlada said Vishnu is God. So father didn't like it. He gave a lot of trouble to the son, his own son Prahlada, because he was Vishnu's disciple. He thought, I am greater than Vishnu. Who is Vishnu? I am the great. Ishwaraham, I am Ishvara. Bhogi, I am the enjoyer. Siddha aham. Siddha means one has achieved everything I want to achieve. Siddha means perfected. Siddhoham, I am all right, I am perfect. Siddha means perfect. Balavan, I am a very strong man. You can conquer me. The pride is there. Pride of strength is there. Their strength is brute strength, not sattvic strength. In the 7th chapter of the Gita, Bhagavan Sri Krishna distinguishes sattvic strength from brute strength. He says, Balam balavatam kamarag vivarjitam. Shloka 11, chapter 7. Balam balavatam kamarag vivarjita. I am strength, balam. Balam is not bad. You should have balam, strength. But must be free from kamaraga. Kamaraga vivarjitam. 7:11. Free from kama, raga means attachment. Then the strength is good. Sattvic strength is good. You must have that one. Not physical. Physical strength is temporary. Today a person can be the strongest man, but when the old age comes, all the strength will disappear very quickly. Bodily strength. True strength is inward strength. Strength coming from spiritual realization. Strongest person. You can see in this Puranic story, there was this great sage, Vasishtha. He was a rishi staying in ashrama in the forest. And the king was Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra was a king, the kingdom, powerful, proud everything. So one day, Vishwamitra went to Vasishtha's ashrama with his retinue. And Vasishtha provided a very sumptuous meal to all of them. He didn't have anything, only ashrama hut was there. Vishwamitra, how did you make all these food arrangements for so many of us? No, I don't have anything. I have this one cow given to me by the gods. Kamadhenu, it will provide what I need. Oh, that cow gives everything you ask? Yes, it's Kamadhenu. Then king says, you have to give it to me. I'm the king, I want to have it. I'll give you money. Vasishtha said, no, it's given to me by the gods and I want to keep it. I don't have anything else, only this cow is there. You have big kingdom, everything. No. Then fight. When Vasishtha refused to give the cow, Vishwamitra, you trying to use force. He's the king with all the army, everything. Vasishtha doesn't have anything. So he brought his army to forcibly take the Kamadhenu from Vasishtha's ashrama. But Kamadhenu produced its own army. It can produce anything. So Kamadhenu's army destroyed Vishwamitra's army, king. So Vishwamitra, he thought, oh, what is this? All my army, everything is of no use. Kamadhenu is like that one. Then he begins to fight with Vasishtha, direct personally fight happen. All the alms were done. Vishwamitra standing there with a bow and arrow and all the weapons, king. Vasishtha standing there with nothing, no weapon, nothing. Only his staff was there, danda. So, the challenge. What Vasishtha did, he put the danda in front of him, stood behind it. No matter what weapon Vishwamitra used, the danda killed all of them. Brahma danda. Then Vishwamitra becomes humble, defeated. He could not defeat the ordinary, some simple looking sage. So then he says, you have true strength. Vishwamitra says to Vasishtha, your strength is superior to my strength. My strength is army, physical strength, force. Your strength is spiritual. Spiritual strength is far superior to physical strength. Then he says, Dikshatriya balam, Brahmatejo balam balam. Vishwamitra says to Vasishtha, Kshatriya balam dik. This Kshatriya bala, army, king, they are not really strength at all. Dik. Brahmatejo balam balam. Brahmateja means the power that comes to a Brahmagani from knowing he is Brahman. Infinite. Infinite power. Nothing can stand before it, Brahman. Then he becomes himself, relinquishes army, everything, becomes a sage, and Vishwamitra became a great Rishi. Transformation happened. So balam here means brute strength. Power of money, position, power, fame. I'm strong, I'm powerful. Very temporary. Somebody else will come and defeat, take away all that, defeat you. This is not true, balam. Siddho balavan sukhi. I'm enjoying, I'm a sukhi, I'm enjoying, happy person. All these things have, like this they are thinking. How long? Give a little bit time. Things will change. When the old age comes, body becomes weak, all the army, money and cars and bank account, billions of dollars, nothing matters. One day, everything has to be left and you have to go empty-handed. We came empty-handed, we go empty-handed. So that is the truth. This thinking like this is all Asuri Sampat. Sloka number 15. Adhyo Vijanavaanasmi Konyosti Sadrisho Maya Yakshe Dasyami Modishye Hitya Jnana Vimohita. That's how they think. Asuri Sampat people think. Adhya. Adhya means I'm a wealthy person. Everybody should respect me, have more money, proud of their wealth. Abhijanavaanasmi. Abhijana means I'm born in a high family, famous family. Everybody in my family has been great. I'm also great. Abhijanavaanasmi. Maya sadrishaha kanyaha kosti. Who is there equal to me? Sadrisha means equal. Maya sadrishaha means equal to me. Kosti. Who else is there? Kanya kosti. No one is. I am the greatest. Muhammad Ali used to say, I'm the greatest. He was greatest for some time, no doubt. Greatest boxer. But what happened? He was great for some time, but that greatness is physical greatness. Depends on the strength of the body. And the body will become weak with time. So at one time, he was the undefeated champion, boxing champion. Later on, he was defeated by ordinary boxers. Leon Spinks and everybody came and he had to retire. And how he was the strongest person, old age, he suffered so much. Parkinson's disease and unable to speak, nervousness and so many problems. When he died, it was very, very miserable condition. Health. All that fame, money, everybody knew Muhammad Ali. It's all temporary. That's not real wealth. Thinking I'm the great, Adhyosmi, Abhijanava, Mayasdarsha Konyo, who else is there equal to me? Very wrong way of thinking. Asri Sampat. Yakshi means I do perform yajnas, yaga. Yaksha means I perform yajna. Yajna, the sacrifice they perform for show. to gain fame, all these things, not out of real devotion. Dasyami, dana means giving charity. I'm making big charity contributions. I've given so much donation to this charity, and big publicity, everything. That is tamasic, asuri attitude. Dana has to be done, but quietly. What the right hand gives, left hand should not know. Some people give donation to become famous. They demand, I'm going to give this much money. You have to put a plaque in my name on the front of the building, donated by, or a photo. So I was in a hospital recently, not recently, 3 years ago, 2019. Then I had the knee surgery. Then in the floor, enter the floor from the elevator, the huge sign was there. The sign was as big as long as the whole wall. And that sign said, gift of 2 names of husband, wife, 2 people. The names, I know the names, but yeah. Gift of so-and-so, so Mr. and Mrs. Whole big sign. So donation means should be given quietly. Nobody should know. But seeking publicity, fame, that is asuri sampat. Yakshe dasyami modishye. Modishye means I'm enjoying. I'm very happy. I'm enjoying. I have this private island I have bought. I can go there anytime. A multi-million dollar cottage is there. And my boat is there with all facilities and luxuries. I'm enjoying all these things. How long? Very short time. This kind of enjoyment is very short-lived. Adyantavantaham. In the Gita, Bhagavan says, this kind of enjoyment of wealth and money, fame, all these things, they are very temporary. They go away. When they go away, they cause a lot of pain. Shloka 5, chapter 5, Shloka 22, 522. What this Asuri Sampat think as the wealth and enjoyment is very temporary, short-lived. When it goes away, only unhappiness remains. Ye samsparshaja bhoga dukkhayo naya evate. Samsparshaja bhoga means enjoyment comes from sense object, contact with sense objects. Sparsha is contact. Dukkhayo naya, they cause only the source of dukkham. Eventually they cause unhappiness. When they are there, a little bit happiness for a temporary period, conditional. Adyantavantaham, they have a beginning and an end. When we are born, we didn't bring any boat or money or $1 million or anything. And we have to leave everything. We can't take even 1 cent with us. In between, they are there for a short time. And then also, enjoyment is limited. Buddha teshu naramate. Buddha means a buddhiman, wise person. The wise person does not take any delight in property, possession, luxury, enjoyment. No. True happiness has to come from within. Sattvic happiness will come from within. Yakshedas modishye iti ajnana vimohitaha. Deluded by ignorance. Ajnana means ignorance. They don't know the truth. The truth is, God is present in all. God is source of all happiness. He is within me and I am that. That is Vedantic truth. They have no understanding of that one. Ajnana vimohitaha. Deluded by ignorance. 16. Aneka chitta vibranta moha jala samavrita prasakta kama bhogeshu patanti narake ashuchau. What happens to them is described here. Aneka chitta vibranta, distracted by many different kinds of thoughts. Chitta means part of the mind. Chitta also means thought, mind. Aneka chitta, so many different thoughts are coming. No concentration on any one thing. Vibrantam, they're deluded. All kinds of thoughts. Good thoughts, bad thoughts, and very bad thoughts and everything. Mohajala samavrata. Jala means a net, web or net, like the fisherman's net. Moha is the delusion. The delusion is a net in which you are all caught. Samavrata, they are caught in the web of, in the net of delusion. Delusion means looking for happiness where it cannot be found, thinking improperly. What is right, they think as right. What is true, they think it is false. That is all mohajala samavrata. Covered by ignorance, caught in the net of ignorance. Prasakta kama bhogeshu, and trying to enjoy enjoyments. Kama bhoga means enjoyment, physical enjoyment. Enjoyment of property, money, food, health, clothing, relationships, etc. Engaged in that one. What happens to them? Ashuchau narake patanti. They fall into impure hells. There is no pure hell. All hells is impure. And there are so many different kinds of hells described in the Puranas. And the Puranas have graphic descriptions of narakas. Not one, many different kinds of naraka, depending upon how much bad a person has done. A person who has done a very little bad thing goes to naraka, but that's simple naraka, not much suffering. A little bit suffering is there. A person who did very bad things for a long time goes to the worst naraka. So many, the descriptions are very graphic. If you read that, you can't sleep. Naraka in the Puranas. They go to such. That means they end up suffering. We are not a different, spatially different place. Naraka is not a geographically different place. It's right here. You can see how much suffering some people go through. I saw something on the news quite some time ago. I can't forget it. It created so much disturbance in my mind. I don't know why I saw that one. The news item. In one of the some other country, maybe Middle Eastern country, I don't know. They are very strict about the women's dress. Women have to cover their whole body from head to foot, only a little bit for the eyes open. That kind of environment, society. One lady, I don't know why she did this one, and she was wearing very scanty dress. Not much body covered, and she was walking. All the people gathered and started beating her. And then they set fire to her body. I can't forget that scene. They burnt her alive. We showed in the news. See, that kind of suffering, you don't have to go to some other hell to suffer. They're suffering right here. Ashuchau narake patanti. That kind of suffering will come to them. You don't want to think about all those things even, but it's there. 17. Atma sambhavita stabdha tanamanamadhanvita yajante nama yajnaiste dambhena vidipurvakam. Atma sambhavita. That means they praise their own glory. Sambhavana means showing respect, celebrating somebody's good qualities, virtues. Atma sambhavitam, they praise their own virtues. I'm such a great person. I'm so much, gave so much charity. I'm so famous. Praising themselves. Sammana has to come from other people. Other people say you are a good person. If I say myself, if I say I'm a good person, that is of no use. Atma sambhavana. They praise themselves. Stabda means stubborn, not humble. Stubborn people. Dhanamana madhanvitaha. They are proud of their wealth and their lineage and pride of their family, proud of their family and position, property, wealth, appearance, etc. Nama yajnahi te yajante. Yaga means they do perform yaga yajna, but nama yajna only in name, mostly for show. Big celebration, big all decoration, everything, and so much noise, music and everything. Some yajna is being done. But true yajna must be without any show, ostentation, simply. But they do all these things for show, to show that he's a religious person. I'm doing all this yajna like that. Dambhena avidipurvakam yajante. They do nominal worship defying sacred values out of damba, to show off. Damba means showing off, to show off. Avidhi purvakam, not following proper vidhi. Vidhi means procedure. Vidhi means procedure described in the scriptures, how to do certain things. Puja, yajna, etc. They don't follow that one. They have to in their own way, to show off, to gain fame. In the last sloka of this chapter, 16th chapter, Bhagavan is going to say, everything that we do should be done according to some prescribed procedure. Whether eating or doing a class or working in the office or anywhere, there are procedures prescribed on how to do. How to follow that procedure, do it properly in the right way. But these people, they don't follow any, they do it in their own way. What they think is the right. Avidhi purvakam yajante. 18, this will continue for in a long time. You are studying this. Asuri Sampat. Daivi Sampat, only 3 slokas. Asuri Sampat began from 4, now we are on 19, 20th sloka. Until 20. 2 more, 3 more slokas remaining. 18. Ahankaram balam darpam kamam krodam cha samshritaah mamatma paradeheshu pradvishanto abhyasuyakaah. Same continuation of evil qualities. Ahankara means egoism. I'm great. Praising oneself and showing off one's own strength and virtues. Ahankaram. Ahankara also means I am, aham means aham, aham means I, looking upon the body, mind as the I, biggest ajnana that way. That's also called ahankara. I am this body, mind, that is ahankara. Biggest ignorance, cause of all suffering. Ahankaram balam, balam is I'm very strong, like that one. Darpam, darpam means showing their themselves, they're proud of their power, position, fame, etc. Kamam, of course, desires. Krodam, anger. Samsita, they have all these evil qualities. Mam means me, Bhagavan is saying, Atma paradeheshu pradvishantaha. God is present in every one of us. We have to recognize God's presence within me and everybody else also. Atma deheshu paradeheshu. In my body and everybody's body, he is the same God is present. That's what Vedanta says. But they don't accept that one. Pradvishantaha, they dislike that kind of idea. Pradvishantaha, spurning me, disregarding God in themselves and in others. Disregarding God's presence. That is ignorance. That is Asuri Sampat. Abhyasoyakaha. Abhyasoyaka means, here Shankara says, Sanmargasthanam guneshu ahama asahamada. Disliking good people, good qualities of good people. Asahamana, not having tolerance for, appreciation for other people's good qualities. They dislike somebody else, jealousy maybe, who has good qualities. They don't recognize other people's good qualities. I am the greatest. This. Then let me finish this quickly. This Asuri Sampat is going on for a long time. Sloka 21. Sloka 19, sorry. Tanaham dvishata kruran samsareshu naradaman Shipam ajasram ashubhan asuri shveva yonishu. The Lord says, those who are cruel people, kruran, dushata, those who are hateful, dvesha means hate. Naradaman, samsarishu naradaman, the worst of human beings in this world. Ajasram means repeatedly, birth after birth, perpetually, repeatedly. Ashubhan, impure people. Asurishva yonishu kshipami. Kshipa means I'm going to throw them in Asuri yoni. Asuri yoni means lower than human beings, birth, lower birth. If somebody is born as a next birth as a animal, as a dog or a cat or a snake or a bird, nothing can be done. That kind of lower birth is what comes if you engage in bad deeds in our life. God has given us human birth, human body, most precious gift. If you don't behave like humans, if you behave like animals or worse, then why would God waste another human birth for this? You don't deserve this. You don't use it. You go back to animal life. So that means we go down backwards in spiritual. Instead of going forwards towards God, you go backwards away from God. 20th, last sloka in this section. Asurim yonimapanna mudha janmani janmani mamapya aprapya eva kaunteya mamaprapya eva kaunteya tato yantyadamam gatim. Born in a demoniac yoni. Yoni means birth, womb. Demonic yoni means even human beings are born in very bad circumstances. Born to a family where the mother is a drug addict in jail, child is born, and father is not in the picture at all. We don't know who is the father, and the baby is born to the mother. She is in the jail, addicted to drug. What kind of future that child has? Human birth is there, but in the circumstances in which the baby was born, very difficult to make any progress. So if that kind of birth comes, we cannot do anything. A whole lifetime is wasted. On top of that, child may have some birth defect, Down syndrome or something else. So this kind of yoni means asrim yoni. People who do bad deeds, they were born like that one. Janma janmani mudaha. Birth after birth, they become deluded, live in ignorance. Mam aprapya, not reaching me. Prapti means reaching God. Mam means God. Aprapya, they can't reach God. If you have such a person has such a beginning, from that beginning, that environment, what physical, spiritual progress can the child make? Even to get school education is not possible. Somehow that child has to grow up and live somehow, get into trouble. So that's not good. Mama prapya, not reaching me. Kaunteya, adamam gatim yanti. They go downwards and downwards. Adamagati. This is what happens to Asri Sampat people. So we've seen a big detailed description of Asri qualities, more detailed than we wanted to know. And then what happens to them? Adogati. They go down. It takes a long time for them to reverse the direction and start going towards God. Fortunately, they're not in that. See, God has given us all the facilities needed to know Him in this life. All of us here and those. All of us have everything that we need to have to know God. Our life has been fairly decent. Some problems were there. Some people didn't have much money in younger years, but now, by the grace of God, everything going well. Basic needs, no worry about basic needs. A place to stay, food to eat, clothes to wear, some money. With all these facilities, you are very well equipped to see God in this life. You don't need anything more than He has already given us to see God. Very fortunate situation. So this is how a person should be. Best situation to see God. But Asri Sampat people, they go in the opposite direction. Asrim yonim apadyante. So let us stop here. And the lesson so far, message in this chapter is, there are Devi Sampat, divine virtues, qualities, Asri Sampat, bad qualities. You have to shun all the bad qualities and we have to pursue only divine qualities. That's all we have to learn so far. And you know what the divine quality, pure quality, virtues are. We all know that. That's what we have to pursue. So that is, stop here and say the closing prayer. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, may all be happy, may all be free from all diseases, ill health and other problems. May all realize and practice what is noble and auspicious. May no one be subject to misery. Om, peace. May there be peace in our hearts. May there be peace and harmony amongst all beings. And may there be peace everywhere in nature. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. All of you stay well. And God willing, see you next week.
Pranam Swamiji.
Pranam Swamiji.
And
Pranam Maharaj. Thank you. Thank you.
Swamiji, can I ask 2 questions?
Pranam Swamiji.
go ahead. Ask.
Yeah. So first question that I have is when we are on the spiritual path, we come across gurus, right? Let's say you go to temple and then you come across guru. So overly many times there is a lot of emphasis that you have to serve only guru, and kind of undermined on our own ability and willpower to do good and feel good, and then all the good qualities that we can practice on a day-to-day basis, whether you're being a mother or a teacher or a relative or a friend or a cousin. So right, like we can daily on a day-to-day basis, we can do and practice keeping God in our mind and serve and do all the good that we can. But sometimes
Krodh, anger.
We should not undermine. When we seek a guru, does not mean we are undermining our abilities. For most people, some guidance is needed. There are some people who don't need much guidance, they can do on their own. They may not need a guru. There are people like that. Ramana Maharshi didn't have any guru, Buddha didn't have any guru. There are some people like that. But majority people need some guidance. Not that we don't have ability or anything. We are not undermining our ability when we seek advice from others. When you go to school, we have a guru, we teach us all the subjects in school. That means we are seeking knowledge from others. Does not mean you are undermining. Our abilities must be fully appreciated and used. But if you need guidance to know what is the right thing to do, how to proceed, that can bring us result quickly without wasting much time in doing this and that, then a guru's advice is helpful. Thank
Thank
nothing
you.
wrong in seeking a guru.
Just one more quick question that I have. When even though we might go through situations in life based on our own karmas, and you're not upset about it, but you're taking them as they come and you're willing to work on them, and knowing the family that you come from, if you're born to the parents like very sattvic thinking, noble thinking and honest and very spiritual, one can I guess my question is, even though we are born with very spiritual parents, sometimes our karma can bring us within people who might not be the best examples for us in the spiritual growth. But since we are born with good samskaras and we are born with to the parents who have good samskaras, that will help from day to day just to keep ourselves in good thoughts and think to do good and act good and all that. So that I feel is a beautiful thing. Is there anything that I'm missing in this picture that I should be maybe contemplating on?
The question was, a person born with good qualities and good tendencies, samskaras, and a good family, everything. but some other people in that person's life may not be the best people that come into our life. That happens a lot because nothing bad about us. Who comes into our life, either as a relative, sibling, father, mother, or a relative, or a co-worker, or a friend, or in any capacity, people come into your life, play different roles. What kind of roles they play, helpful to us, unhelpful to us. Some people are giving a lot of trouble to us. Some people help us very much and love us and treat us well. That depends mostly upon our karma, what we are. And to some extent, environment also plays a part. So that we have to deal with it in two ways. One is, if good people in our life, you have to show them respect and love them and serve them. That is easy, that we know. But the people are not so nice to us, kind to us. First thing we have to do is not to hate them. Should never keep hatred even towards the worst person. Adveshtasarabhotanam. In the Gita, Bhagavan Sri Krishna several places says, no vaira, no dvesha. Nirvarasvarabhoteshu. Adveshtasarabhotanam. No dvesha, no vaira. No hatred, no enmity. That's one thing. But you can't get close to them because they will give you trouble. Or one thing you can do is, if possible, stay away from them. If possible, stay away from them. Don't have much contact. Let them lead their life. You lead your life. But sometimes you can't. They happen to be co-workers or family members. Then you are stuck. In that case, don't hate, but you can negotiate. Tell them not to do these things, causing you trouble. Stand up with strength for your position, guard your position, your well-being, but without hatred, without anger, without violence. If all these things fail, you can't escape and the person continue to give. Then you have to, after exhausting everything, you can't separate from that person. Then you have to bear it. This is what it happens sometimes, but not very often. Sometimes it's possible to separate yourself. So this is not working out for me. You can change the job or company or do something to stay away from that person if possible. And no hatred. And in any case, no hatred.
No hatred, right.
They can pray for them like that.
Thank you, Swami.
Swamiji, when we see that somebody is behaving in a certain way, and we see that there is something wrong that they're doing, can we say that it is our mind that is not seeing the good in them? That is why they are coming across and doing something wrong? Or is it possible that they are indeed doing something wrong?
Both are possible. The question was here from the audience. Somebody in our life is doing something wrong. So, is it our mind that sees only the wrong things in them, ignore their good qualities? It's possible, because the wrong things stand out. If a person does 99 things right and does one thing wrong, that's the wrong thing. The one thing he does, that stands in prominent in our life. We think about it. We ignore the 99 good things he did. That's part of our mind. It's like that. You have to change that one. See the good in others. Every bad person has some good qualities in him or her. It may not be apparent, may not come to light, but we have to try to see the good in the other person. Emphasize that one rather than the evil, bad qualities in that person. That's one thing we can do. And then what was the other thing?
Could it also be that that person is really doing something which is not good, and that we should stay away from them?
Yeah, stay away. If a person is really bad and there's not much good that you can see, then you try to stay away. Best thing is to stay away from that person. Don't hate him, but pray for the person. You stay away. Don't have much contact. That is the best solution if it can be done.
So the behavior we need to analyze, right? To say that, is there something good? If not, then we know that it's not good for our spiritual growth. So we stay away.
Yeah.
We have to analyze.
It will be an obstruction.
Yeah.
And anger will come. Why this guy is doing like this? He's treating me so bad. That will happen. but we try to overcome that one. You see, Jesus Christ said, love thy enemy. It's not easy to do that one. Even you can love good people who are doing nice, who are nice to us. We can love them. Somebody is bad to us, not nice to us. To love such a person is difficult. It is possible, but it takes a lot. To see God in such person is the difficult thing to do. It's easy to see God in subject, nice people who are decent, honest people. You can see God in them. But to see God in the not so nice people, it's a challenge. So we start with the good people.
Swamiji, it is believed that this life, the present life that we are living, has been pre-planned in the astral realm. So the family where we are born, it's all pre-planned to be able to repay our karmic debts as per the law of karma. So is it not, should it not be that we should strive hard to stay with the family, even though he may be bad, so that we can repay all the karmic debt in this life itself, rather than carry it forward to the next birth?
Yeah, that is another way of thinking. But either way, if you say, this is what I earned, this person is in my life giving trouble because my karma that I earned. So let me be done with it, finish it and tolerate it and bear it. But it's a way out, you can do that also. If possible to, if there is some problem come, then we should not ignore it. We should try to solve it. Supposing I become sick, I can say, oh, my karma, I become sick, I will suffer. No, instead of that, I can take medicine and try to reduce the suffering. So we can always seek some redress, some solution to a bad situation. Not that we should accept everything without doing anything. Earlier we thought when some problem comes, a bad person comes or some other problem comes, we should do three things that we have studied before. One thing is to take preventive action before it comes. Preventative can come by doing whatever measure we can take to prevent such occurrence. Second thing is, when the problem does come, we take remedial measures to remedy it. If I become sick, I should go to a doctor and take some medicine, then remedy. I should not simply say, oh, sickness come, my karma will. Some people do that one. There are people who do like that. There are people who don't take medicines. There are some sadhus, sannyasis, who don't take any medicines when they become sick. They suffer, this my karma, I want to finish it and be done with it. But for majority people, it is good to take remedial measures. God has given us all the facilities. God is coming in the form of the doctor to help us, and he's saying he's offering help. We can't refuse that one. After taking remedial measures, if still problem persists, then as you said, we have to bear it. This is my karma, I have to live with it. That is deeksha, forbearance, without complaining, without lamenting. Forbearance.
Very good, Swamiji. And as you rightly said, even if we move away, we should continue to bless that person and love that person, so that at least we reduce a bit of our karma.
Have good feeling, pray for that person.
Yeah.
But you can't change anybody. You cannot change any person, including ourselves. To change is the most difficult thing. How to change other people, that is there. We can't do anything about that one. Great people can. Really great people can, by a look or a touch or a blessing, they can change, but we are not in that category.
Sure.
That's very rare to do.
Thank you, Swami.
Okay. Shall we? Any more questions?